Dun 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 dun. Bum 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 ba ba. Dun 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 dun. I have so many things going on all at once right now. Come on, apples. Actually, while this loads up, I do have something to do real quick. That was a delayed sound. Oops, don't knock anything over the table, please. It says oh, save this here, and then over here I need to add image, add source, and then how do I change this? Okay, and then okay, so here, let me resize this. This is my Apollo Justice bingo card. Yeah, I can't really do it. My Apollo Justice bingo card. So this is what I think is gonna happen, like, after I start playing it. I know some of these already happened, like, I guess Phoenix gets jumped is kind of one, but, and, new courtroom segment, but we're gonna wait until that happens. If it happens again, then I'm going to check it off the list. Alright, let's hide that. Alright, apple juice. Let's continue. Learn about Serenade because the body vanishes. Wow, that's interesting. Forgot about that. Oh, yeah, I completely forgot about that, actually. Could it be? He's not actually dead. The disappearing act. Well, this sure is a, what did he call it? A sausage? No, wait, it was a pickle. And it was your pickle. I told you to stay in the room. Sorry. Not much else I can say. It's alright. Top priority now is finding that body. You can make it up to me sometime later. Sometime is not in that sentence. 10 bags of chocolate or 10 bags or so of chocolate snackers should do the trick nicely. You should watch your sugar intake, Emma. Oh, that was it. Nope. Is this a sausage? No, it's not a sausage. Top priority now is to find the body. We know this. Okay, let's examine, I suppose. And yeah, blood is not there. No, I mean blood is there, but bro is not there. There should be a body here, but there's not. How could this have happened, and why? Okay, well, can I look closer? What do I do? Is there anything new in this place that I can look at? Look, there's a little window over here. Maybe the killer escaped through that. It's barely big enough for me to get my head through. Not to mention it only opens a crack. What? I was just saying— oh, what? I was just saying it was possible. Right. No harm in that. Except I'm pretty sure it is impossible. You could peek into the room through it though, you know? Okay, can we do that? Can I ask you to peek in through— nope. Okay. Hey, look. What do I show you anything? Missy? Here, look at this. Emma, could you? Nope. I don't want to do this. Emma. Okay, maybe, I guess we can't really do anything. Because I already examined most of this on, like, one bite of the watermelon. 2 gunshots. Speaker? Speaker? Hello? That speaker was blaring at the time of the murder. That's for monitoring the stage from this room. Monitoring? What? Yes. Okay, so that was nothing. It pipes in real-time feed from the stage microphones. This is for knowing when your set is coming up. Yes, I seem to recall it being loud and vaguely musical. It's hard to hear what Mr. Latus is. It made it hard to hear Mr. Latus's last words. Latus? Oh, a vent. Or the lights. The lights? What's wrong, Apollo? Your mouth is catching flies. Flies? Whatever. It's nothing. Maybe that's how the killer escaped. That's what you were thinking, right? When we arrived on the scene, the killer had already fled. He or she must have had a way out. That air vent is one possibility. Oh, it was the vent. Okay. But it's much too small. What if the killer were about your size, Trucy? I didn't do it. I was cutting the dance floor at the time, thank you. I know, of course. I don't think you did it. It's hard to tell with you sometimes, Apollo. Hey, what have I done? There's so many things going on. Okay, I guess that's about it. Can I finally pick this earpiece up? What's that? Not a phone, it's a receiver. Okay. Can I, like... No one in here. Okay, what am I supposed to do? The stage? Oh, here we go. Okay, I guess I was right. In the wings. Does something seem different to you, Apollo? Something is definitely different in here. Let's check it out. What? Is it this? Okay, well. I'm not sure that's all that important right now. Let's check the piano. This? That stage? Oh yeah, it's been like a week since I played, so I don't remember. The stage must have been lower before. That's the tower that Lemuel and Prosecutor Gavin were standing on. Someone must have raised it. I don't see a way to control it from here. Apollo, what about that ladder there against the wall? We could use that to get a look at the top. Maybe we should get Emma. What are you talking about? We have to see this sort of thing for ourselves. I'm not so good with heights. Stop whining and start climbing. Ugh. Okay, I guess we're climbing. 1 minute. Let me fix this a little bit. There we go. It didn't look that high from below, really. When we got to the top, I felt every one of those 15 feet down. Of course, I wasn't thinking about the height anymore. Not after what we found up there. Is it the body? Eek! Well, we found 2 things we were looking for, and 1 thing we never expected to find. Okay, what? We found 2 things. We definitely found the body. The body's up there. Oh my god! The body, guitar in hand, and the pianist, Machi Tobai. Okay, what is happening? What's going on? I don't think this is supposed to happen. Oh, that was it? Wow, that concert last night sure went south in a hurry. No kidding. Why did they arrest Machi? Why? Don't look at me like it's my fault. Machi Tobai, the blind pianist. Arrested on suspicion of murdering Romain Latus. Remain the truth. I don't know, whatever. I can't believe such a cute little boy could do something so horrible. I guess they had proof of some kind. What proof would possibly prove that? Morning. Prosecutor Gavin! What a night, eh? I apologize for being so upset. Mr. Gavin, Do you know what's going on?
Why is he here?
Don't question it, Polly. Why did they arrest Machi? Why? Well, don't look at him like his fault. It's his fault either. It's tough for me, too. We performed together that night after all, yet... Yet? The powers that be say that, given the circumstances, it could only have been him. What do you mean by the circumstances? Le Miroir was invited from Borginia as an ambassador of goodwill. It is vital that this case be wrapped up swiftly. That's all the powers that be want, really. What? Well, those are the circumstances, all right. What makes Machi the only possible suspect? Head or forehead? You seem to have forgotten that you're talking to the prosecution. The enemy. Ah, right. I think I like the side of Prosecutor Gavin better, actually. I'm not at liberty to discuss the particulars of the case. Especially not to the defense attorney. What? Did you just say? Me? The defense attorney? That's what I came to tell you. He's down at the detention center. He wants to request your services. You mean Machi? Machi wants me? Isn't he like 12? This is what we've been waiting for, Apollo. Let's get going. Right. Good luck. I'm off to question Le Miroir. Right. Later. I hope I'm up to this. What? Excuse me. Why me? Well, I just don't get it. I refuse to believe that a cute little kid like that could do something so terrible. Well, you said that already. Here he is. Machi, everything's going to be okay. We're here for you. Hi. Maybe you can tell me about last night? Okay, well, I can't speak hieroglyphics. Uh-huh. And, okay, that was when I realized how tough it must be. Little kid like this, in a country so far from everything he's ever known. How old is this guy again? That's also the wrong button. Oh my gosh, what's my court record? Here we go. He's 14, okay, so not 12. Well, it's okay. Not the first time a teenager is suspected of murder. Okay, what's going on? My cords are all tangled up. And I need it to not be. Okay. Maybe Le Miroir can help? But didn't Prosecutor Gavin say she was with him? Good luck. We saw this 2 seconds ago. Well, what are we going to do? That's, a good question. I can't think of anything we can do but go with this. I'm eating, by the way. So don't mind me. Don't mind me. And hope for best at the trial tomorrow. Okay, I don't think this kid's, oh, are you kidding me? I think it's gonna turn out fine. My original thought was that it was gonna be Le Miroir as the culprit. But then I remembered she was on the cover art, so I don't think she is going to be. So, good reasoning, logic and reasoning. And here we are, okay, right away.
Court is now in session for, how do I say that?
Machi Toba, Your Honor. The pixie of the Arpeggio? Whatever.
Right. His trial. Court is in session.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is A-OK, Head Judge.
Very well, Prosecutor Gavin.
Ah, my opening statement, yeah?
No, actually, there was something else I wanted to ask you about.
Yes?
Say you're going to visit someone in the hospital with an incurable disease. What do you say to them?
Huh?
I mean, you wouldn't say get well soon, right? You'd only be kicking them when they're down.
What are you talking about?
Actually, I'm going to visit someone who's terminally ill. Right after this trial. The Chief Justice's...
Who? The Chief Justice?
His son is afflicted with a most terrible disease. He doesn't have long, it seems.
Ah.
So I thought I'd go pay him a visit. I thought saying something motivating, moving might be in order of the day.
Why don't grown-ups ever just say what's on their mind instead of pretending? She's looking at me with something like disgust. Hey, what are you looking at me like that for? Don't look at me, he says.
In any case, I'm a bit busy today, so let's wrap this up quickly.
Excuse me, do you know who I am? Apollo Justice, an ace attorney?
Prosecutor Gavin, your opening statement, briefly.
You're in luck, head judge. I believe you'll be going on your hospital visit sooner than you think. First, to review the victim in this case. Romain Latouche, age 35. Global manager for diva songstress Le Miroir. The cause of death, blood loss due to being shot by a large caliber revolver. This report has all the details.
The court accepts this into evidence.
45 caliber, that's quite large, isn't it? Time elapsed between shooting and death, currently under review. Okay.
A direct hit from that could knock a man off his feet.
However, the bullet struck him in his shoulder. The damage to the body was slight. Death was not immediate. Sadly, his blood loss was such that he could... Oh my gosh, why do you speak like this? His blood loss was such that he could not be saved.
I suppose the victim's condition could have been much worse considering.
Whatever. 2 shots were fired. 1 shot missed, the other shot penetrated and passed through the victim's shoulder. Now, first of all, where are here are the lyrics. Okay. Stolen keys. She flies. Then the guitar catches on fire. Burning in my heart, fire. Burning my love away, all away, like a bullet of love, fire. Yep, can't get anything else from this. Both bullets were found at the wall in the scene. Observe the diagram. This is where the bullets hit.
I see. The court accepts this evidence.
Okay, here we go.
We're talking about a 45 caliber revolver. You must assume that the killer was adept at the weapon's use.
Really? Yeah, apparently weapons that size have a powerful kickback. If I say the judge tried to fire one, it'd break every bone in his body.
The defense would take on more care in choosing examples.
As I was saying, the victim was shot in the back in a dressing room. Shot backstage in the dressing room. The dressing room has only one entrance, this door.
That does seem to be the case, yes.
Over there were witnesses who heard the gunshots.
He's talking about you and Emma, huh?
Yet when the witnesses entered the room, it was empty, save for the victim's body, of course.
But that's impossible!
Exactly. This murder was impossible. For all but one person.
One person?
That is, of course, the defendant, Machi Tobai. I still don't get your pun name.
Only the defendant could have committed the crime? But how?
Quite simple. The circumstances of the crime make it clear. The circumstance? What?
Very well. I assume you have testimony to back up this claim. Please show the witness to the stand.
Is it Le Miroir? Oh, it's Emma. Hooray! Your name and profession, please. Emma Skye. I'm a detective for the police department. I was on security detail at the concert forum that night. Emma seems tired somehow.
Security at the concert, you say?
Some security I was. Couldn't even stop a murder.
Now, don't blame yourself. Things like this happen. Yes, anyone could have been murdered. I've made even bigger mistakes in my career, you know.
I'm sure that makes her feel much better.
I want to hear about these big mistakes.
In any case, because you were on security detail, the crime was quickly discovered, and we were able to identify the killer. You may give the court your testimony if you would. Describe the circumstances of that day and your discovery of the crime, please. Alright. Let me fix this, because this is bugging me. Oops. And I can get this out of here so it's not in my way. Murderous circumstances. The night of the murder, I was on security backstage at Prosecutor Gavin's request. Only people involved with the concert in some way were allowed backstage. At the beginning of the third set, I heard shots. I went into the room, filled with blaring rock music, and found the body. I examined the scene and determined that only the defendant could have done it. Okay, well...
It was lucky that a detective was first on the scene.
That door is the only way out of the room, right? Yeah, pretty much. Then I don't get it. How did they say that Machi did it? Looks like we need a bit more information.
Very well, the defense may begin the cross-examination.
Okay. The night of the murder was the night of the concert, yes? That's right, weren't you there? No, absolutely. I was, like, passed out half the time. What was the detective doing on security detail, might I ask? If it was only a concert. My thoughts exactly. But orders are orders, even if they come from rock gods. Prosecutor Gavin? Yes, allow me to explain. I smelled something that day, you might say. The stench of conspiracy. That day at the concert hall. Conspiracy? Well, isn't it obvious? My keys. Oh! I don't know what happened to my voice there. That whole morning, no, the whole day was ruined. It's all because someone stole my keys. I couldn't ride my hog to the show. I couldn't open my guitar case. There he goes again. Isn't it possible he simply misplaced them? Misplaced them? Misplaced items don't just wander into a murdered victim's hand on their own.
What's this? Prosecutor Gavin, if your keys were in the victim's hand, that makes you the prime suspect.
These are lyrics. 1 minute. Love, slow acting and new. Antrakinine? Whatever that. Is that a German word? I don't think so. Is waiting for you. Whatever. He's singing something. Does everything with this guy have to be so over the top? The killing happened in the middle of my concert. I was like a sailor adrift on a sea of sound. Anyway, I didn't want anything else stolen. So I put the detective on the Oh no, uh-oh. Let's not think about that. I had a really bad thought, and I thought of another person, because it could have come from the stage. Because maybe that little exit thing in the corner of the room was like... Hi. Maybe that little corner in the exit thing in the corner of the room could be accessed from, like, the stage above. And, like, what's his name can, shoot? I don't know. And, yeah, whatever. So I put the detective with the most time on their hands on the task.
I see, I can accept that.
Well, I can't. What do you mean, whatever? I don't know what that said.
Please, the testimony.
No, the testimony. Only people involved. How the hell was I there? We were let in, though. I didn't know about that. I certainly didn't invite you. I gave the Fräulein special permission to be there. But I wanted to see her again. Oh boy, did you hear that? We're officially involved now. Gee, great. Some other hangers-on tried to get backstage, but I drove them off, so no other outsiders were there then. And then, at the beginning of the third set, I heard shots. I believe we were having a chat when we heard the shots. You were the one chatting. I was eating snackos.
Ah. Hey, no snacking in court.
And you're sure the shots came from La Miroir's room? Yes, absolutely. Hey, I'm the one being cross-examined here. Here, this'll keep you quiet. Don't... thanks. So, how about it, Emma? You're right. Here, how could we be mistaken about that?
Easy there, Talker. Eat. Not both at the same time.
Right, so after that, me and Mr. Lawyer there opened the dressing room door. I went in the room, filled with blaring rock music, and found the body. Rock? Blaring, yes.
When you say rock, are you referring perhaps to this rock and roll music that's so popular these days?
That's right when we went into the dressing room. Yeah, you know, Guilty Love. Music was blaring on the speaker over at the wall. Water. Please save me. They pipe sound from the stage into the backstage through speakers. That way, people in the back can hear when they're supposed to be on stage. Did it have to be so loud? You don't listen to the Gaviners with your ears. You feel it with your entire body and soul. I always have backstage monitors at full volume. When we walked in the room, the band was playing Guilty Love, I believe, making it easy to determine the time of the crime.
If you can hear that music playing,
Then everyone on stage from that song has an alibi, including myself. Anyway, I closed off the scene and started my investigation. I think a body disappeared first? How could you know something like that? As I said, it was clear from the circumstances. Listen, we know there was only one exit from the room, that door. The small window only opened a tiny crack, and I was standing in front of that door. So how could the killer have fled the scene? There's only one possibility, the air vent. But that air vent was too small. Who could possibly... Exactly. There's no certain way you can get through. Not for me. Nor me. Whatever. That said, okay, I can read, I promise. The only one who could fit through was a child. A child. Remember, access to the room was limited. Only those involved with the concert were allowed. And all those people involved with the concert? Only one of them is small enough to be... Only one of them is... Prosecutor Gavin. Only one of them is small enough to be considered a child.
the defendant.
The Pixie of the Arpeggio. Hey Google, is it arpeggio or arpeggio? Arpeggio. Fitted up towards the sky. And disappeared from the scene of the crime. Hey Google. Hey Google. Okay, yeah, stop talking. There we go. But that's conjecture. Oh, there's no other way out of that room. You were there, you should know, Haired Forehead. And there is another vital piece of evidence. Evidence? What? Marks were found on the air vent grill. Traces that it had recently been opened. Wait, what? And something else was found quite clearly. The defendant Machi Tobai's fingerprints. What? What? This isn't good.
Order!
The air vent was the only way out of the room. The defendant's fingerprints were found on the grill. Well, Haired Forehead, what fairy tale does this suggest to you? Only one could pass through that vent, that doorway to heaven. And that one is our Pixie. Why are you looking at me, Apollo? Hey, I was out whooping in the audience. So this was his decisive evidence.
Quite decisive indeed. I believe that's enough of that. The prosecution has a rather convincing case. The only way in and out of the crime scene was Matt. Well, whatever. Making the defendant the only one who could possibly leave the scene. Simple and decisive. I believe we're hard enough to determine our verdict, even if I wasn't in a hurry to make it to a hospital visit.
I'm sure the Chief Justice will appreciate the gesture. Who is the Chief Justice? Do I know them? Unfortunately, we have no direct witnesses. Fortunately, the criminal left decisive evidence for us. That will have to be enough. Ah, it can't be over already.
Well, I believe this trial is finished.
Well, I don't really stream for people. I stream for myself, and I'm the one playing it. So.
The defense has no contradicting evidence.
The prosecution has presented our proof. I saw clear and proof and decided to put clear in front of PL. Like, PL? No! It's getting worse. Clear and plain. If you have contradicting evidence, it better be clear and plain. Apollo! They've got us on the ropes already! We better come up with something quick. I know. Think, what can get us out of this? We need evidence, or a witness that can prove Machi is innocent beyond doubt. Without that...
Mr. Justice,
I have a witness!
A contradicting proof that can overturn the prosecution's case. If you do, you better tell us about it now.
This is it. And so soon. If I mess this one up, it's all over. Then that means I should save, huh? The court wants contradicting proof? Prosecutor Gavin, you claim there was no witnesses to this crime. Are you absolutely sure? Absolutely. I'd swear it on my career as a prosecutor. Okay, let me search up what that word is. Did someone text me?
Is there something you have learned about your dad in the course of this campaign that you did?
That's TikTok. Okay. Atrocanine. Okay, it's a poison. on my 1 million hit seller, my million seller hit song, Atrocanine My Love. There he goes again. That's too bad, because there was a witness.
Oh, really now? How did you come to possess your knowledge of prosecution? Clearly there's not.
Because I'm the only one in the world who knows this. Okay, so I guess I clicked the right option for the wrong reason. I was thinking of something completely different. What's going on? I just talked to him and now... He's alive! Mr. Latouche, can you hear me? Cold. So cold. Witness. You're cold? Don't worry, you're going to be fine. Help is on the way. Can't see. Hang in there, Mr. Latouche. Tell me, who was the witness? The witness is Ren.
What? The victim said this before he died?
Perhaps he did, and perhaps he did not. What do you mean by that? All we know is what Herr Forehead says he said. It's no testimony, especially since it comes from the defense attorney himself. But it's the truth. He said it. I even told you about it. But apparently you ignore me completely. It's my policy to fully investigate everything I deem relevant. Clearly, this rookie lawyer thinks he can tell me how to do my job.
That's enough. Let me...
How old are you? 24. 7 years ago, you would have been... Let me do some math. 17? Yeah, minus 4 would be 3. 17? That's crazy.
Mr. Justice, we need clear contradictory proof from you. This witness of yours, unknown to the prosecution. I hope you're right. Failure carries stiff penalty.
Perhaps a stiffer penalty than is usually called for? There's no backing out now.
Let's hear the name of your witness, Mr. Justice.
It's her.
La Miroir?
Recall Mr. Latouche's last words. The witness is... Okay, we just saw this.
The siren, aha! You meant the siren!
That's right, the siren of the ballad, La Miroir. La Miroir was only on stage for the second set. And she had access to the backstage area. She could have been a witness.
I see. Well, Prosecutor Gavin?
My claim still stands. There is no witness to this crime.
Very well. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth then, shall we? Now take a break from Detective Emma Sky's cross-examination. Please show Lemire War to the witness stand.
Lemire War would say nothing of the night of the murder. Not today, though. Today we'll drag that story out of her, no matter what it is. Hi. It's my honor to welcome the Siren of the Ballad to our courtroom. You are too kind.
You can speak English?
Yes, I can. Though I'm not very good. There's much I do not know.
You speak so well. Have you spent time here before?
Actually, I do not know how I became by knowledge of your language, nor where I studied it. What does she mean she doesn't know? I, too, thought to call her as a witness, but I did not. I had a reason, of course. What's that? Lemire War suffers from amnesia. Are you kidding me? Lemire War is not my true name. Yet I remember nothing of the time before I was given it. Nothing of the time before I started singing on stage. Whoa, she's even more mysterious than I thought. As lauded singer Lemire War, she gives a good life. There are difficulties for her, thanks to her success. Yet I do not wish to subject her to unnecessary stress.
I see. I care surprisingly about people's pasts.
Oh, I care surprisingly little about people's pasts. I mean, I kinda do. I care a little bit.
You have nothing to fear in this court, Lemire War.
Thank you. Yet there is something I do not understand. Why am I being called as a witness? What might I say? No one will tell me anything of what happened. Lemire War, let me be frank. Isn't your name Prosecutor Gavin? I did not want to ask you up here to testify, yet that young gentleman with the wide forehead over there was adamant that you stand. Oh my. Congratulations, Apollo. You're the bad guy.
Well, now you're here. Please give us testimony. If nothing else, the sound of your voice is welcome. Tell us what you saw the night of the crime.
As for what I saw nothing. That night I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. I did not return backstage after the second set. Then I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and told to wait there. That's where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told details. Where did Machi go?
I must say, you sounded wonderful just testifying.
I hope he was too distracted to hear what she was actually saying. There you have it. She saw nothing that night. I can only pray that the defense has the sense to admit defeat. And refrain from detaining her here any longer than need be. Oh, you just got badder, Apollo. Way to go.
Very well, Mr. Justice. Keep it short and sweet.
Lemire War wouldn't talk to me the night of the crime. She must know something, and I've got to find out what. Real quick, I'm just gonna... Okay, yeah, nothing special in her sprites. So, but you must have seen something. Mr. Latouche named you. Mr. Latouche? How can I tell you what I don't know? Lemire War, he said you were a witness with his dying words. I do not know what he meant to say, but that night... It was a great concert. You heard me sing? Thank you. I was hoping to get an autograph later, actually. Of course.
Mr. Justice, this is a cross-examination. You're out of line. If anyone deserves an autograph here, it's me. On my gavel would be nice.
Here, Judge.
What's this?
It's my autograph. Now keep this trial moving.
What? Oh, my grandchild will be so happy.
Apparently his grandson is a big fan. Let us continue, shall we? If you would, Lemire War. Tell us what you did after your stellar performance. Yo, who set the guitar on fire? You did not return backstage once? Where were you then? What were you doing? I was cleaning up on stage. There are many things I must do for a performance other than simply sing. And was Machi with you at the time? Unfortunately, I do not know where he was. So much for an alibi for Machi. With Machi, correct? How was he then? He seemed as he always does. I believed he was shocked by the news of Mr. Latus's death. Yet, he is not the type to show such emotion. Yes, he's given the police no end of headaches. Well, he kind of showed me emotion, like, not too long ago. He answers most questions with silence, and those glinting frames speak nothing. And questioning hasn't gone very far. We sat there, waiting. Okay. How was the incident explained to you? I was told nothing in detail, only that Mr. Latus died.
Of course, investigations require some scrutiny.
But Mr. Latus was my manager. I wanted to know more. I shouldn't have been told. Both Machi and I were beside ourselves with concern. Allow me to apologize. But please understand. And allow me to Apollo-gize. That's a name pun. Keeping you in the dark was as painful for me as it was for you. Keeping me— did I say keeping me in the dark? Or I don't remember. Yes, I understand. Think what doesn't ring true about her testimony. It's hard to imagine Lemur were lying. She might not be lying, but she's hiding something. What wouldn't she tell me on the night of the murder? Okay, what's in my evidence? The lyric sheet, the investigation request, which I don't need this. The postcard? Can I— nope, okay. The gun. The gun? Is that important there? No? Okay. Nothing on the gun. This. It was your brooch, actually, and it was found in your dressing room. Just on the ground. Oh! Hi. Okay, well, we already know what's this guy. Okay, I don't need this, do I? Maybe I can hear a gunshot here. Let's check it out. I heard all of those ones, and there was not a gunshot, so... Actually, I'm just messing around with this now. This is what I was, like, suspicious about. Don't question me, I'm just... Okay, well, that's a really big mistake. I don't see. Okay, whatever. And I have the keys, which I don't need to investigate, really. Let's see here. He had the keys in his hand, no magnifying glass. I forgot about that. And the diagram. Which, okay, there's, like, literally nothing. I saw nothing. That night I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. I did not return backstage after the second set. Do I have to press again? What am I doing? What were you doing? You were cleaning. Okay, you don't know where he was. Okay, wait a minute. You saw nothing. Oh! I have a good idea. Not return backstage. And you're this.
Objection!
Yeah, ha ha ha. The brooch. I'm sorry, Lemur War, but I'm having trouble believing you. You remember this brooch, don't you? Do you not? Why, that's La Miroir. She was wearing it for her song. Care to add that to the testimony, Prosecutor Gavin? What? This brooch was found after the murder took place. At the very scene of the crime. What? La Miroir? How did your brooch get backstage if you did not go there yourself? And Prosecutor Gavin just told us you had been wearing it during your performance that night. That's funny.
What is the meaning of this? La Miroir, please explain.
La Miroir? I don't remember, she says. Oh. She says English is quite difficult. That trick's not going to work here. How do you know this, Clav? Your forehead may be large, but you are a lawyer, truly. But you've missed one important fact. What now? In fact, at the time of the incident, I went backstage, but only for a moment. What? Think back to the moment of the crime. You know whereof I speak of. Is she really saying all that? What's she talking about, Apollo? Right when the incident occurred. Ah! Is she talking about that? Watch this room for me. I have to call for backup. Right, understood. I'm gonna make sure no one comes in, right? So the twos, can you hear me? Who's there? Emma. Oh. Are you kidding me? I completely forgot about that. I just want to heard a door close. I looked into the room. Just a glance, mind you. So this is when your brooch was dropped? That explains that. It does. There is no other time I could have dropped it. But that's ridiculous. You only looked for an instant, but you dropped your brooch? Haired forehead? She has raised a possibility. The only thing that can counter that is evidence.
So she looked in at the crime scene.
Actually, I intended to go in the dressing room. I knew nothing of what happened, of course. But the moment I opened the door, I heard a horrible voice. Haired forehead shouting. Who's there, no doubt? A horrible voice indeed. Ugh. I closed the door immediately. Who's there?
Well, that explains the brooch.
Okay, well, that's too convenient. She's hiding something. La Miroir, you did look through the room, right? Maybe that's what it said? Yes, testify as to what you saw. Very well, it was only the briefest of glimpses. Oh, hey! Okay, let's press the new one, and then the new ones, and then we'll start with the ring bracelet. What did you see in that brief glimpse? I had only opened the door slightly when I heard a horrible voice.
And shut the door.
I've always wondered, Haired Forehead. Does that voice of yours like a volume knob? It's my cords of steel, man. Just back off. It's hidden behind a wall. A wall? Was there a wall there? Let's check, Apollo. Well, I guess it was hidden by also these things, so yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to see it, because if you were standing there, and the door was there. Yeah. Wait, how did the brooch... Whatever, never mind. Is what in English? A division, or partition, I believe. It was a large dressing room divided in two halves. And the murder took place in the inside half. I guess that partition might have hidden the body. Almost let the police, okay. So this is like the new one. So let's do this. I need to go down to your hand. I can't go down to your hands. Excuse me. Okay, wait, excuse me. Hello? Was that... Wait a minute. Wait! Hold on! Wait! That's not a glitch, right? How come her mouth isn't moving? Okay. Let me do this one and see if she does that here too. How come her mouth wasn't moving? You know, usually people move their mouths when they talk. Okay, yeah, why is her mouth not moving? That's creepy. Okay, excuse me, your mouth ain't moving, girl.
Gotcha!
Oh, her throat. Okay, well, I guess I was looking in the right place. But not really. The late Mr. Latus's body, you say? Yes. You know something more about Mr. Latus's death than you're saying. What? I could see you trying to not remember. I could see you not trying to... I could see you trying not to remember. But the effort made you swallow. You can't fool my eyes. It's true. It was so terrible after all. Why did Mr. Latus have to be shot? One woman, Le Miroir. Yes? What was that you just said? Why did Mr. Latus have to be shot? Yes. She was hiding something. I knew it. Le Miroir, I'm afraid you haven't realized it, but... Your words just now contradicted your testimony. How could that be? Take this. Le Miroir contradicted her own testimony, and I have evidence to prove it.
Take that!
If I do not misunderstand the meaning of contradiction, it is you who contradict Mr. Justice. Huh? Your evidence is meaningless. What? Wrong evidence? Okay, but she couldn't have seen it. Huh? What? Okay, well, I have the right thing, but wrong evidence? Gotta think this over. What did she say again? Why did Mr. Latus have to be shot? That's right, that totally contradicts her testimony. Because she didn't know that he was shot? It's not this. Dude blew it? Yep, okay. What? What am I supposed to do here? So I have the Le Miroir contradicted her own testimony. I have evidence to prove it because she said that because she said that why did he have to be shot? I don't understand. Is it the brooch? The brooch? I don't get it. Okay, wait. The gun. The postcard. Okay, wait. What? Am I doing this too early or what am I? Okay, I don't believe, maybe I shouldn't have done this. Okay, wait, I'm looking up a guide. I don't know what I'm doing. This is a spoiler-free guide. Okay. Present brooch on third statement. Yeah. Perceive triggering a bracelet. Yeah. The neck. Perceive the habit when you get to the line. The late Mr. Latus. When prompted, present the investigation request. This will prompt a new revision. Okay, what? So, okay, okay, whatever. Tell me, La Miroir. How did you know he had been shot? Well, Immediately following the incident, a gag order was placed on the scene. This is the document proving that. In your testimony, you told the court, no one told me anything about the incident. Okay, well, that's what I was saying. Okay, what? What? Furthermore, you had testified that you had seen nothing. You knew that Mr. Latouche had been shot. How could you have known? Yeah! Okay, well, good job, Apollo, I guess? We did it?
La Miroir, you aren't hiding something from this court, I hope.
That sweet song of hers was sounding a little too sweet. Now I remember. Please allow me to add my testimony. Of course. All we want to know is the truth. She looks kind of pale, huh? She saw something, I know it. Even the victim said so. Okay, yeah, there's absolutely, yeah, that's... You saw bullet holes, but the door would have blocked the way. La Miroir, they call you the siren of the ballad, but lies are hardly becoming such of a creature.
I'll put down worthy of our prosecutor, Mr. Justice.
Such put-downs are hardly becoming of you, Apollo. Stop polishing your forehead and start polishing your character, yeah? Come on, I can't be cool for once. Observe the diagram. La Miroir, you looked in front of the door just a moment, correct? Yes, that is so. There were bullet holes in the room, yes. But they were in the wall, the door's on. You see? Assuming you merely glanced into the room, you couldn't have seen those bullet holes. Okay, well...
La Miroir,
Yes?
I'm afraid the defense has raised a good point. It appears you have been holding back something.
And I must tell you what it is that I saw.
Yes, the happenings in this trial are being recorded, and I'm certain it will be on the news in Barkinia. You understand your reputation is at stake, it falls to you to avoid tarnishing it.
Personally speaking, I still believe that the cross-examining her will yield us absolutely nothing. But she knew how Mr. Latouche died, and he named her as a witness. You must have seen something, La Miroir.
Very well. La Miroir, please continue your testimony.
Very well, I shall. I was on my way from the stage to the backstage edit. There's something like a little window there, that's how I saw it. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. But it wasn't Machi. It was a grown person. I know it was.
Okay, so she saw the killer? So you did witness the crime. And the killer was a grown person, you say?
Ugh. This is my first time hearing this, I assure you. Nice play, Head Forehead.
Very well heard. Mr. Justice, you may begin your cross-examination.
Great going, Apollo. You're right about La Miroir. What's wrong? You don't look too happy. This whole thing smells fishy. That's what's wrong.
Hold it!
So you were heading towards the dressing room? Yes. So this is a little before she opened the dressing room and dressing room door and dropped her brooch. At the same time, Emma and I heard the shots. I was on my way back. There was something like a little window there.
Hold it!
What exactly is something like a little window? Yes, well, window is the best word I know in English. I think this is how it's said, yes. You need not to worry, La Miroir, your choice of words is impeccable. There is a small window in the dressing room in question. Perhaps the defense remembers this detail? A little window on the wall. I saw the crime from there.
Hold it!
You're certain you heard 2 shots fired? Which is... It doesn't tell me how many shots were fired here, but I think it checks up. Yes, quite certain. I was on my way to the backstage exit. Whoops. There is a sound like a gunshot. Ooh! Wondering what it had been, I peered through the window. That is when I heard the second gunshot much closer. There are 2 bullet holes at the scene. No contradiction so far. It happened on the other side of that window. There's nothing I could do. So, was it Machi who shot? Are you sure? Yes, quite certain. It amuses me that you would hear question our testimony. It is testimony in your favor. Isn't it my job to object? Yeah, Apollo. What were you thinking? True seat, let's just listen to what La Miroir has to say. Can you tell me how you were so sure? Yes, of course. You see, there's a grown person. A grown person? That's a little vague. I'm sorry. My skill with your language is lacking, I know.
Certainly you could at least see what the shooter was, male or female.
It was a man, a young man.
And you're sure of that?
Yes, his voice was quite clear. Voice?
Looking at this diagram, it seems the dressing room was quite cluttered. It does seem that you would have a clear view of the shooter.
As a singer, I rely more on my ears than my eyes. When I hear a voice, I do not forget it. That voice, that was the voice of a man.
So you heard a voice? But wait. Couldn't that have been the victim, Mr. Latouche?
Absolutely not. I did not just say that. Did I not just say that I do not forget a voice? If it was Mr. Latouche who spoke, I would have known.
Indeed. So you're at the window when you heard the shooter's voice, and the voice of a young man.
Apollo, this is a good testimony. It proves it wasn't Machi.
Indeed. It turned out to be true. It cast this case in considerably a different light. What's the defense's opinion on its testimony?
I'm gonna save. How about that? Maybe it's contradictory, but I don't know. Maybe it's contradictory with the way that he wouldn't be able to escape then. Ooh, that's cool. He shakes his head. Have I seen that before? I don't know. Though it pains me to say this. There's something about La Miroir's testimony that rings false. Bravo, head forehead. You're colder than I thought. I'm sure you remember the problem as well as I do, Gavin. As has been established, no grown man could pass through that air vent. He couldn't have fled the scene of the crime. But that means La Miroir has to be lying. I know, and I know it's bad for our case, but I can't shut my eyes to this. Believe me, the idea was tempting. It is, as her forehead says. Yet this is not the only contradiction within our testimony. What next? What's he talking about? La Miroir, I understand why you would want to protect Machi. Yet remember, you are the siren of the ballad, and lies do not become such a creature.
What does the prosecution mean?
Apollo, what's he talking about? How come no one bats an eye when he says stuff like that? I recall the state of the crime scene quite well. The state of the room?
Yes, when the murder took place. That window was closed. This is Clavier, by the way.
Thank you. I find it hard to believe you can hear a voice through it. What? But I'm sure. La Miroir, I have nothing but the highest regard for your musical sense. My opinion of you as a witness is somewhat lesser. But she's the only eyewitness we have. So you say. And the victim named her, the siren, as the witness? That's right? That's what Mr. Latouche, we heard you claim. We even entertained the possibility and it brought us to this. Herr Judge.
Yes?
The prosecution requests that the witness be excused. Please.
I'm afraid I must honor the prosecution's request. There is indeed a question of a witness's credibility.
But if La Miroir can't testify, we don't have a chance of proving Machi's innocence.
This cross-examination is over. Prosecutor Gavin. You may continue making your case.
Danke. Now, where were we? Ah, yes. I would like to hear from Fräulein Detective again. Wait, let me hear Lemire Ward's testimony one last time.
The cross-examination is already over. Until such times as a need arises, this witness may leave the stand.
I'm sorry that I could not be of more assistance. Now last, back to the real trial. Ready, Head Forehead? Ah, I hope I didn't just miss my only chance. Fräulein Detective, how far have we gone until we were so rudely interrupted? Don't ask me. I just like saying the same thing twice. And never repeat a song for an encore.
If you would, Miss Skye.
I believe I was saying that the only way Mr. Latouse's killer could have escaped was through that air vent on the ceiling.
Ah, yes, there was only one door in the room. And the witness, you, was standing in front of it.
That air vent isn't very big, see? Kind of limits people who could possibly get through.
I certainly would have had a difficult time.
You sure would. Not that you would have been there in the first place, though. Remember, the whole backstage area was off limits to people not involved with the concert. The only one who meets the conditions for our killer is the defendant. A virtuoso performance. I couldn't have put it better myself.
She does state a clear case. Reading the report, something caught my eye.
Oh, what's that?
The circumstances of the defendant's arrest.
The circumstances? Again? Hey, that's right, Apollo. Remember when we found Machi? That was bizarre. With a guitar, too. Why? She's right. Why did Mr. Latouse's body disappear from the room? And then up on top of that stage tower. Holding a guitar, no less. A perceptive observation, Herr Judge. Perchance? You can't just say perchance.
Thanks, it was kind of an accident, really. But you working this job long enough to get a nose for things.
The judge sure seems pleased with himself. Very good, Fräulein Detective. Perhaps you can tie it all together for us. Why was the body moved? Did you see how I said that in orange? How did you do that with your mouth? And how does that lead us to the killer? I believe Machi stole the body because of some lyrics. He moved the body to... Oh, guitar, up together to the sky. I see. No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim, and Machi practically left his signature at the scene. All this evidence clearly points to the defendant. Lemire Ward's song? Yes, the guitar serenade. You noticed it's code too, did you not? It's code. All the events that day followed the lyrics to our song. Well, all those events happened to... First, the keys my heart held on so tightly were stolen. Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flames on stage. Mr. Latouse's life was taken away by a bullet. The rest hardly needs explanation. Guitar, up together to the sky.
That's mad. It's like a story out of some fairy tale.
But he doesn't know English, does he? I admit I've forgotten about the song. There it is now, waiting for me. The grand finale, as it were. Hey, you know I was the one who first noticed that.
I've heard of jumping rope to songs and counting to songs. But killing?
It's a wild world out there, Head Judge.
Very well. I've heard one song and dance. Let's get to the next. The cross-examination.
Not so sure I'm going to be doing much singing. Okay. Doesn't Machi not know English? Who would steal a body just to match some lyrics? I didn't believe in myself, but it can't just be a coincidence. It is as Fräulein Detective says. Let's begin with the first verse, if you would, Fräulein Detective. What? You want me to sing it? You are the witness, yeah? Or did you want me to sing? I warn you, my fee as a vocalist is not trivial. Fine, fine. Let's look at the first part of the lyrics, shall we? When you stole away the keys, my heart held on to so tight. Indeed, I need a drink of water. Indeed, my favorite heart-shaped keyring was stolen that morning. Next, we go to the right page of the lyric sheet, where we find, burning on in my heart, fire burning my love away, all away. Oh my god. As I know, Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flames. Like a bullet of love, fire, take my life away, all away. Oh, I was told that we're gonna be watching that clip over and over again. Mr. Latus's life was taken by a bullet. Bravo, Fräulein Detective. You're singing, it's not bad. I didn't actually sing. Now for the finale. Sorry, I was listening to the music. Guitar, guitar, up together to the sky. As it says in the lyrics, Mr. Latus was found with a guitar high in the sky over the stage. No series of coincidences should be so well conceived. He's right, scientifically speaking. What would Walkie would have said? What would Walkie have said? That concert was whack. It's hard to argue when she pours her heart into it like that. Anyway, the shooter. Oh my god.
Hold it!
Does the prosecution have any idea why you do all this? You want a scientific opinion? No clue. But he had a reason. God. I can't read. But he clearly had a reason to go through all that trouble. Some deep reason. A deep reason? Not only did he steal my keys, he torched my guitar. Unforgivable acts if he had a reason, and worse if he had more. The diva's complaints aside, I can't imagine someone doing this just on a whim. Fräulein Detective, I take offense at the...
Indeed, it does seem too well rehearsed, shall we say?
Yes, this crime was planned for sure. Only in this country had a motive to kill a victim.
Hold it!
But Mr. Latus spoke English. May have come to this country before. I looked into that, I assure you. Oh. It was his first time in this country, it seems. Apparently, he learned English on his own. Great. Now you see? No one here had a motive to kill him, and certainly not in such an elaborate fashion.
It does seem difficult to imagine.
Unless your famous prosecutor did it as a publicity stunt. What did you say?
Prosecutor Gavin, you did this to promote your song?
Of course not. And I'm quite dismayed by the ludicrous nature of her claim. Why would I need that promotion? Everyone already listens to my music. They're even in my textbook at school. And I never heard of them. What does that say about me? I was just kidding. Don't get all worked up, Glimmer Boy.
Hold it!
What do you mean, his signature? The bullet holes in the wall, of course. The bullet holes? The revolver was fired twice. One shot missed and left a hole in the wall.
And that means what, exactly?
The dressing room isn't exactly spacious. Picture a shooter facing off with the victim in there. They can't have been more than 5 feet apart. It would be difficult, almost impossible to miss at that range.
Difficult to miss, you say?
Very. Assuming the shooter could properly aim. No! You can't be serious. Machi, he can't see. That's why he missed. It's the only explanation that makes sense. He used sound and other senses to fire the gun. Poorly. That reminds me, the monitor in that room was blaring at the time, yeah? Hardly ideal conditions for a tracking by sound.
A blind shooter. No wonder he missed.
I knew those bullet holes would come back to haunt me. Think, Justice, what do I do now? Sure, there were bullet holes left in the wall. But that doesn't prove the shooter couldn't see. Oh, how so? Well, there could have been a struggle with the victim. That's certainly possible. And it might have been the revolver's fault. A revolver? The revolver was a very large caliber, correct?
The shooter wasn't used to firing such a large weapon. I could dislocate their shoulder.
Exactly. The defendant, Machi Tobai, is, as you can see, tiny. It's not so hard to picture him firing the gun and missing entirely. The kickback alone would throw off his aim.
A convincing argument, to be sure.
Ha ha! Take that, smug prosecution.
Apollo?
Huh? What?
That bit about Machi being tiny and the gun throwing off his aim, aren't you kind of, admitting that he did it?
Oh. Does not matter why he missed. What matters is that the shooter was, without a doubt, the defendant. Even the defense seems to agree. Well, is his shoulder dislocated? Let's check. Cripes. Really put my foot into it this time. Let's get the facts on the matter on the record. If you would, Fräulein Detective. Okay, add it to the testimony.
Hold it!
You can't say he was blind just because of those bullet holes in the wall. I think I've proven that. I wouldn't call it proof, per se. Huh? You merely raised the possibility. Fräulein Detective has made a most logical conjecture based upon the evidence. Of course, there is more evidence than just bullet holes. The defendant was the only one who could have escaped through the air vent. But wait, if he was blind, how would he know about the air vent in the first place? A very good point. Well, Fräulein Detective, would you care to explain? He certainly seems sure of himself. Recall the crime scene, if you would. There was a stepladder below the air vent. As it happens, maintenance was scheduled for that day. Custodial staff went around checking all the air vents. I don't believe it. Everyone backstage was told about the maintenance, including Machi Tobai. He would have known that there would have been a way out at the top. Oops! Detective Sky, are you okay? Shut up. That there would have been a way out at the top of the stepladder, but that's... Why is this the first time I'm hearing about this? You could have figured it out yourself. Only needed to consider what a stepladder was doing there.
Looks like the defense's objection has been squished by a stepladder.
Well, Herr Forehead? Out of ammunition, perhaps? I've never seen Prosecutor Gavin so aggressive. Maybe he's caught in the scent of blood.
Apollo, don't you have something? Anything?
You know what we need.
Well, we need to prove something that the killer could see. That'll put him in his place.
Proving that the shooter was sighted would do it. That would take one down in their central points. Do I have any evidence that can prove that, though? Yeah, no, not really. Oh. It was wiped, so he saw it and he wiped it, maybe? I think I'm gonna, oops! Let me save here and then I will, because that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Fine, I accept the prosecution's challenge. As I know you would, Herr Forehead. What exactly am I up against here? The prosecution is saying the shooter missed because they couldn't see. Therefore, Machi, who's blind, did it. The defense will please present their evidence.
Evidence that overturns the prosecution's claim that the shooter couldn't see.
Take that!
This is that evidence.
A photograph of the crime scene?
I don't care much for the smirk on Prosecutor Gavin's face. But this is no time to think twice. Time to press on! Yes, Your Honor. The crime scene. There is something in here that decisively contradicts the prosecution's point. Yeah, I'm right. Then perhaps you'd best show us this something. Get your finger out here. get your finger out of the breeze and put it to good use, yeah? Okay.
Well, very well. Show us what you're talking about, Mr. Justice. The contradiction at the scene of the crime is...
This, because... Yeah. The contradiction is right here. Smeared bloodstains.
Oh, I thought it was just my blurry vision, but it really was blurry. The way a victim's hand is raised above his head, much like a gesture that I've seen many times in this clip.
It's almost as if he wrote something.
Aha! I get it. At least I think I get it. Let's see. Maybe I can piece it back together. Emma!
What? Get what, Fräulein?
When Mr. Lettiers was shot, he tried to write something. What would he write but the shooter's name? And what would he write in but his own blood? Pretty good, huh?
Thanks for making my point for me. Yes, in fact, that's what I think happened here.
There does seem to be a distinct possibility.
The victim wrote the killer's name. It's certainly a logical conclusion.
Chad, I just wish it wasn't all rubbed out like that.
Of course it's rubbed out. Why, if I were a killer, I certainly wouldn't want to leave my own name behind.
Neither would I. No one has anything else to say?
About what?
So the prosecution accepts this? You agree this was the victim making an attempt to record the name of the killer? And that the killer tried to rub the name out? What's your point? What's my point? Let me ask you this. How did the killer know the victim was writing their name? Well, Mr. Lettiers was writing something in blood. Once the killer saw what it was... Wait.
Once he saw what it was?
But what did you just testify about the shooter? I said they were blind. Ah! Yet the crime scene itself contradicts that. The killer had to been able to see. Why would they rub out the name in blood otherwise? May I remind the court that the defendant, Machito Bai, is blind? He couldn't have been the shooter. Impossible!
Order! Order! Prosecutor Gavin, please explain to me what all this means. I mean, looking at this photo, it seems quite clear that the shooter could see. Yet up until now...
It seems I owe the court an apology.
Hmm?
The Gaviners are a band with law enforcement ties, yet a murder occurred during our concert. Apparently, this caused some confusion over jurisdiction. As a result, some reports were not filed in an entirely timely manner. I'm not sure I like the vibe I'm getting here.
Hey, Apollo, look at him. Why is Prosecutor Gavin all relaxed and smiling like that? Like he knows something we don't. And he's about to tell us.
I've got an idea. Let's rock! With these documents. But before that, I have a question for Fräulein Detective. If I may?
What?
Tell me, why do you think Machito Bai is blind?
Uh-huh.
What did he say?
What are you saying?
Of course he is. Do you really think... What did you say? Do you think that Machito Bai is blind? Of course. He's the blind pianist, right? So he's... Doesn't Lin Manuel lead him around by the hand all the time? No way. I have a report here on the defendant, Machito Bai. According to this, Machito Bai can see perfectly well.
What?
His blindness was merely a publicity ploy by those clever Borginians. He can see quite well. But you said... What did I say exactly? Forehead, not once in this court of trial... whatever. Have I claimed the defendant was blind. The only one who did was Fräulein Detective. But that's... a significant fact, yes. Consider Machito Bai sees. And he was the only one who could have fled through that air vent. I see no problems with this. But what about the bullet holes in the wall? Yes, the bullet holes. I believe Herr Forehead neatly explained those for us. He didn't miss because he couldn't see. It was a kickback from the .45 caliber revolver.
A simple accident, in other words. Ugh. How's that? I'm afraid your objection has just fallen off for brighter skies. Ugh. This is where the real fun begins, head of forehead. That was zooming by, bro. Objection! Oh. And you didn't have what it took? Okay, well, my question, does Machi have a dislocated shoulder right now? Because if he doesn't, then he didn't fire the gun. You jerk. Just what was I in here for? Comic relief? Yeah, apologize. Ah, sorry. That's no way to apologize. He's angered the Trucy now. Look out.
If we can please end this bickering now.
Whatever, I'm not leaving. I can't leave like this. I'll come up with some clue to solving this case if it kills me.
But your testimony has already given us enough to convict the defendant.
Ugh, don't say that. Aha! Aha, what? This blood stain. The criminal tried to wipe it off, right? It seems to be what happened, yes. We might be able to find out what was really written here. Really? You can do that? That's right. With the luminol! Yes! It's called luminol. Maybe you know of it? It's a chemical that reacts to blood. Yes, we have those. We have, Prosecutor Gavin, are you okay? I'm thinking this through. Shut up. Yes. Have we done those tests yet? Ha! As if I'm going to tell you. Bloodstains cover the section of the carpet. In order to perform blood tests, that section was removed and submitted. Perhaps we should request it here in court now. Right, go for it, Apollo. Huh? I have to do the test? You just have to spray the luminol on it. Simple. A chemical that reacts to blood. I've heard of this somewhere. Yeah, me too.
Have at it.
Okay, Alright, ready? It's easy as pie. Just press space to spray an area. Here, give it a try. The eyes of the entire court are focused on me. Polly, your hand's shaking! Let's do this. Are those numbers? Wow, it really works. This must be the power of science. It says IPXX314206. Or does it really say yeah, I don't know what that would say. Is that the killer's name?
Maybe it is. Maybe the killer was a robot.
Haha! I have it. So what is it? I thought those letters IPXX looked familiar. It's an Interpol ID number. Interpol? You mean the International Police Agency? Yes, most are undercover agents working to solve international crimes. But why would he write that number? Why would Mr. Latouche even know a number like that? Good show, Fräulein Detective. Rock on. Your Honor, we can verify this number immediately. Darian, are you there? Come up to the... Oh my god. Darian, what, did I skip something? Oh my gosh. I was literally thinking, like earlier I was thinking, it's like, hey, what if it's Darian because he missed a cue? Maybe he was busy shooting someone or something. I don't know. Your Honor, we can verify this number immediately. Darian, are you there? Darian, you heard what we need. Go check this Interpol ID number. Sure thing, give me 30 minutes. No, give me 27. Okay, there it goes.
I'm not sure what to think of all this. The prosecution's case is airtight, or so it seems. Yet if this number is really of an Interpol agent...
Oh, wait, I know. What if Machitoba is really an undercover Interpol agent at 14? That would be a possibility.
A possibility, yes. And I wouldn't mark him a killer for certain.
Why did Mr. Latouche know an Interpol ID number? That's what I want to know. Well, we have some time while we await Darian's report. Let's work on unraveling another mystery, shall we? A curious mystery concerning Machi Tobai. What are you talking about? Conan Detective, please accept my apologies. I received word that the defendant could, in fact, see just before the trial began. It seemed too much of a bother to tell you. You had me until the last bit. Does this not raise a rather straightforward question? Well, sure. Why did Machi pretend he couldn't see? Exactly. It makes little sense. What do you think, Haired Forehead? Huh? Me? Machi Tobai pretended he was blind. Do you know why? How could he know?
Wait, Prosecutor Gavin knows why, doesn't he?
He's known from the start of the trial. He's been leading us on the whole time. Something wrong? You don't think perhaps this is all some kind of game? In the courtroom? A courtroom game? Never. Know that the moment I heard that report, I knew why. 'Cause he killed the guy. I don't know.
Most people who have assaulted over 1 million records really are something else.
What does that have to do with anything? There was a reason why Machi Tobai pretended to be blind. But it wasn't for his own sake, getting the picture now. It wasn't for himself.
Mr. Justice, can you present evidence?
No! I haven't a clue! Do you say anything about blind people? Do you say anything about blind people? Okay, what? I haven't a clue. I have no idea. Head Forehead, I'm disappointed in you. Unless you're merely feigning stupidity, yeah? Keep it up, wise guy. Recall the relationship of La Miroir and Machi Tobai, in particular, their arrangement over the year before visiting our country. La Miroir and her pianist. They always walked together, she leading him by the hand. Even when they got on stage, she would lead him to the piano. She would walk him all the way over. She would walk all the, whatever. Because he was blind, or so we thought. She led him at all times. All times. And we know that Machi could see perfectly well. Why keep up the charade?
And wasn't it part of their performance?
There was a simpler explanation, head judge. Machi did not need to be led by the hand at all. Which means... You don't mean... I do. It was the other way around. The one who needed to be led by the hand was La Miroir.
Watch this?
God!
So you mean to say that La Miroir, she's
Blind as a bat, head judge.
What? What? Order!
Okay, this is
Crazy, Prosecutor Gavin.
crazy. I was crazy once.
Yeah, wasn't she supposed to be the landscape painter and sound or something?
Well, since we have her here, why not ask La Miroir herself? I believe she's still in the witness waiting room. Apollo, what does this mean for our case? Don't ask me. I had no idea that she couldn't see. I didn't even imagine it until now.
Bailiff, bring in La Miroir.
Hi, are you blind? I'm so sorry. La Miroir. Basically, Jimmy the call you before us, and I must. Please do not be concerned on my behalf. Those eyes, she really can't see? Really? It is true. How funny is it that a tiny lie born in the Borginian countryside would one day grow to entangle the entire world?
So you are.
Yes, as I mentioned before, I have no memory of the time before I became La Miroir. I know too that my memory is being in darkness. What? Know too that my memory's being in darkness. The word light has no meaning for La Miroir. I see. You may recall me saying something toward the beginning of the trial, Haired Forehead. What's that? I believe I said it was unfortunate that this crime had no direct witness. Ugh. Now, Lemuel, I must ask you to stand once more. Will you testify to the court about your eyes? Of course. It was never my intent to deceive any of you. May I begin, Your Honor?
Yes, of course. I admit I'm a little lost here.
I think we're all a bit lost here, Your Honor. Yeah, absolute meaning. I have no memory of the light. I debuted in the world of darkness and sound. My producer came up with the PR line before he knew this. So silly as it may sound, I had to pretend I could see. Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others.
But this is a murder trial.
I apologize, it was in my contract, you see. I was to keep my blindness a secret no matter what. Music is everything for me. I never imagined something like this would. She told us the truth in the beginning. When she said she saw nothing. Okay, well that's, yeah, I guess. That's, yeah. Stupid. I like to cross-examine. But what is there left to ask? There's one thing in her testimony that bothered me. Perhaps it's best you let you get it out of your system. Someday you'll come to understand the importance of thinking for yourself.
Very well, the defense may proceed. However, be aware that this court will not tolerate any question deemed too stressful in a witness.
Okay. There's only one part that bothered me. Just let me ask about it and I'll be happy. How about I save my game? 'Cause that's scary.
Hold it!
When you say your staff, do you include Mr. Latouche? Of course, he was my manager. So she knew. And that's what's been bugging me.
Something that matters, Mr. Justice?
I believe I know what it is. I believe I know what is bothering our young defense attorney. You're thinking of when you discover the body, yes? Is he right, Apollo? Yes, I was. This again? Oh my god, so cold. Don't worry, you're going to be fine. Mr. Latouche told me to ask the witness and he named you. Why would he do that? He knew you were blind. I don't know. Tisk, tisk. Ugh. What did I just say? You need to learn to think for yourself. Meaning what? There's no mystery here if you recall everything he said. Think of his last words once more.
A witness siren. I've heard them many times along with a little play acting by our defense.
Apollo gets up to the middle of the courtroom. Trucy, can you be Mr. Latouche for a second? Yes, of course.
I'm dying. Apollo.
No, Trucy, not like that. Remember them well myself, but that's not the statement what I refer to. I mean what he said before that. Before? What came before that? That was a weird noise. That's right, he tried to tell you. When he said can't see, he was talking about himself. He was talking about the witness. He wasn't talking about himself, he was talking about the witness. When he said can't read, he was talking about himself. Too bad the defense did not. Well, her forehead? Try relaxing and looking at the facts next time. Recall Miroir's earlier testimony. I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. There are 2 shots, and I couldn't do anything to stop it. But you couldn't have heard those gunshots. I thought we proved that. That's not the most important part here.
Hmm?
The moment he was shot, Mr. Latouche witnessed her through that window. Why else would he have named her as the witness? But I really did hear them. 2 gunshots and the man's voice. Unfortunately, such a thing was impossible. The window was closed. You've already run a simulation, of course. But it was so clear. If I heard that voice again, I would know in an instant. This is so funny! Oh my gosh! No way! If I heard it again, I would know in an instant, says the blind witness. I wrote this, but before I knew this existed. I wrote Blinded Ring of the Bells before I knew this was happening. I swear to you.
Your Honor, what is it, bailiff? Can't you see we're in a session here?
We have the results back from the investigation.
The investigation?
The Interpol number that Mr. Latouche left us.
Well, let's hear it. We will continue this cross-examination after. Detective Crescent, your report, please.
It's Darian. I swear to God, it's him. It's you. It's you. I asked Interpol about that number. La Miroir, are you okay? I know that voice! I know that voice! She says. I'm sure you'll find it in their answer intriguing. Quick work as always, Darian.
Oh. Well, tell us about the number. Is the defendant a secret agent?
IPXX314206. The agent registered under that number, under this number, was Romain Latouche. What? Our undercover Interpol agent was Mr. Latouche himself. He was apparently in the middle of an operation. So when he wrote those letters, he was trying to tell us his own identity. And a cautious killer tried to wipe him away. Whoops, that's the wrong voice for the wrong character. Mr. Latouche was an undercover Interpol agent. So him being La Miroir's manager was just a cover, most likely. There's one other important detail I found. Well, out with it. I'm concerned that .45 caliber revolver, the murder weapon. Apparently it belonged to Romain Latouche. He had an Interpol permit to carry firearms. And the registration number... Are you wearing a onesie? I just realized. Are you wearing a onesie? And the investigation number on the revolver matched. So the victim was killed with his own weapon, which makes sense. It's hard to imagine someone who wasn't an Interpol agent with such a large revolver. So the victim was an Interpol agent on an undercover op. I wonder how this ties in everything. It's gotta tie in somehow, you'd think. Yeah, somehow.
Thanks for looking into that, Detective Crescent. It's a great help.
Oh, no problem at all, Your Honor. I'll be heading out. La Miroir! La Miroir! La Miroir! La Miroir! Come on! Yeah! Oh my god! Oh, I am a genius. I knew it. Wait!
La Miroir, something the matter?
That voice just now. Oh my god! This is so stupid! I literally wrote the... I did not just write... No! There's no way I predicted another freaking case with my OCs! With my OCs of all people! No! That voice just now. Darian? Mr. Darian, is it? It was him. I'm sure of it.
It was him?
You aren't saying... That voice I heard, talking to Mr. Latouche. When I heard the gunshots fired, it was him. It was Mr. Darian. Is this some kind of joke? What? No way. Oh, it's not a onesie. Okay, it's just a weird jacket. The courtroom fell at such a chaotic stature. The trial had to be suspended temporarily. I've never seen that happen before. Of course, it's not every day that you get an accusation like that one. La Miroir fingering Darian Crescent. Whoa, okay, choose some different words, huh? Not only is he a guitarist, he's a detective. Could it really have been the voice La Miroir heard? Things were changing fast, and frankly, I wasn't sure I could keep up with it. Hey, no wimping out now, Apollo! Oh my freaking god. Uh-huh. Dude! Okay. Listen. There's no way. Okay, let me pull up. We're going to do this, okay? We need to do this for 1 second, and I need to show you. This is stupid! Oh my god, I can't believe this, bro. Okay, so if you open my writing folder.
if it will load. Hello? Come on. Open up. Then we go to Ace Attorney. And then we go to Blinded Ring of the Bells. So this is my first time playing this case, okay? And I guess it's here? Or maybe it's here. File information. When did I make this? Created 30th of September 2023. See, that's before today. And this is Valeria is my witness character, who is blind. And she's testifying on what she heard in this. And oh, it's before this, huh? Remember it well. Where did it go? Hi. He's out with friends. Zikaran? I'm in my room. Oh my goodness. What? That's fine. Okay, wait. So he's like, you heard the clock chime? I remember it well. Suddenly, the ring of a clock chime in the room. Yes, exactly like that one. Wait, exactly that chime, but that would mean... So it points to the freaking... Okay, I did not write this. Okay, that was a I did not write this. I wrote that before... Oh no, it's the we're doing an investigation segment? No. Hey, Apollo! What? Well, you know, actually, nothing. I mean, something. Or maybe not. Out with it. The suspense is giving me an ulcer. Well, you know, the trial today, I was thinking, if you gave it a score, what score would you give it? Score? Gee. I guess I would, or maybe, well, I'm just as bad as you. See? It's so vague. Clearly. Machi avoided this is Apollo. Machi avoided a guilty verdict, which is something. Well, I can't say I'm any less confused about the case. Uh-huh. Yes? Yeah.
John was supposed to drop off some stuff yesterday.
Yeah, it's in the closet. IBXX314206. The agent registered on this number. Hey, didn't we just see this? And the vixen, Mr. Latouche. Would have guessed he was actually an undercover Interpol agent. What a mess. We don't have any idea of what he was investigating. Well, true, but we know who shot him now. Lemire Ward told the court. Told the whole court. Wait, that voice just now. It was him. I'm sure of it. That voice I heard talking to Mr. Latouche. Yeah, didn't we just see this? Okay, I know this. It's another mystery, Apollo. I love mysteries. I love mysteries. I don't. Speaking of mysteries, what's Mr. Wright up to? I wouldn't mind asking his opinion. Now that you mention it, I haven't seen Daddy around. What, is he some kind of stray that just wanders in and out of Will? Well, I wouldn't say that, but he's been going out a lot. Some top secret mission, he said. Top secret? Anyway, you can't just rely on him to save the day. And you've got me to help you. We'll be fine. Fine. Right. Well, time's a wasting, as they say. Let's investigate. That's the spirit. Let's get out of here. Where's that? Machi may not be guilty, but he's still a suspect. But they don't have any decisive evidence. Yeah, but only someone as small as him could have gotten out of that room. Right, the air vent. And he lied. Lied? Machi Dobai can see. I knew we were gonna be able to see your eyes eventually.
Machi!
Speak of the devil.
Looks like he's doing okay.
I forget. Why did we come here? It's not like we can talk to him or anything.
Words are overrated. Feelings are what matter, Apollo.
It's kind of hard to build
Apollo, are you okay?
Yup. It's kind of hard to build a case on that, but since we're here anyway, might as well get what I want to say off my chest.
If you need someone to complain to, I'll listen.
I think she's actually worried for me. Can I see your eyes?
So, what did you think of the trial today?
Phew, I'm glad he doesn't understand English after all.
If he did, he would have been scared out of his mind by the trial.
Hey, all's well that ends well. You have to be more goal-oriented. If he's innocent, we win.
No, if he's found not guilty, we win.
Machi might not understand English,
But I bet he gets that better than you do.
huh? What was that? Can I perceive you, maybe?
I'm glad Lemire War testified. What a great person. She even got Machi out the hook by naming another suspect.
Darien of the Gaviners, the detective. Darien the detective! Oh my gosh! This is not... That's... Yeah, because Darien and being a detective is also one of my OCs. I'm like, what? I wonder if Machi knows what happened. I mean, if he could follow how the trial went at all. No one told him there's a new suspect. How would he know? Hey.
What is it, Apollo?
No, it's nothing. I must be imagining it.
Imagining what, Apollo?
It's just... I couldn't help but feel that... I don't know. Machi... He doesn't understand what we're saying, right?
How could he? He's a young Briginian. He doesn't speak English.
Yeah, but my bracelet is reacting to him.
Huh? Maybe it's malfunctioning. Or it's scared because you keep making those I'm so mad faces.
Was I that bad? Machi lied about not being able to see. What if that's not all he lied about?
If you're curious about it, there's only one thing to do. You should ask him.
I think it'll take something on big... I think it will take him some... I think it'll take something big to get him. Some kind of undeniable evidence. We'll be back, Machi.
So, Machi, you can see, right? Machi can see and Lemire War can't. The whole world's gone topsy-turvy. Sorry, Apollo, I don't think we're going to get any information out of Machi. Which makes sense.
Yeah, I guess it does. Okay, well, guess we're leaving. Oh, that's examine. I need to leave. Sunshine Coliseum? Live G tour. Live Gaviners tour.
Woo, what a great day. It's perfect weather for sleuthing.
And weather matters for an investigation?
Don't some days just feel like magic days or defense days?
Sure. Let's get started, shall we?
Right on. Show us your stuff, Apollo.
What stuff?
Your voice training. This is the perfect place for it.
I did enough at home, thanks.
Oh, there's no need to be shy. Keep that up and you'll never make it on the big stage.
I'm happy in the courtroom, thank you. I am a lawyer.
Then you're in luck, because it's lawyer weather today. Don't you just want to face the blue sky and shout, "Objection"?
Look, the weather has nothing to do with lawyers. Let's just get going already. Okay, whose earpiece is that? I need to know. And why are you here? Ah, Mr. Attorney. Lemire War. I'm so sorry about today.
There's nothing you need to apologize for.
You're merely defending Machi.
Are you okay? Alone, I mean.
Humans are blessed with 5 senses. Even robbed by one, we get by. Although it does make being a witness rather difficult.
Speaking of seeing, you knew who we were before you spotted you just now. We weren't even talking.
I heard your footsteps several times the day before.
Oh. You must have great ears.
Ears that heard the crime taking place.
Or so she claimed yesterday, but how? That was quite a statement you made today in court, about hearing Darian Crescent's voice at the scene of the crime. I did not know his name, but I never forget a voice. I already saw this. Yes, I know this. No way. As I said in court, I was on my way backstage from the stage. That's when I heard his voice. I'm guessing Darian and Mr. Lutus were talking about something? The next moment I heard those gunshots. Why didn't you call security? To be honest, though the noise was quite frightening, I never imagined the gunshots might be real. And I was in quite a hurry myself. I left the scene at once. So, it really was Darian's voice she heard? Yeah. At least, sure, she certainly thinks it was. I met Machi before my debut as La Miroir. I was singing in a restaurant in Borgenia, and he was playing the piano? Yes. He was very kind to me when he learned I could not see. Is that when you started playing opposites? With Machi pretending you couldn't see? No, it wasn't then. That began after our major debut. I became known as the landscape painter in sound. It must have been tough for Machi, pretending you couldn't see all the while acting as your eyes. We held hands always. He'd write his finger on my palm to signal to me things I should know. He is a smart, gentle boy. I think I see what she's getting at. Machi would never harm a soul. About Mr. Lutus. Yes, he was an Interpol agent, I hear. So you had no idea? Of course not, no one did. I guess that's what it means to be undercover. Actually, 1 second. Oh yeah, I don't see his left, yeah, okay. But someone was after him. They had to know who he really was. Why did he pose as my manager? I do not understand. You have no idea? I can only assume that he was investigating me, but why? What makes you think that? Perhaps it is not so, but I cannot deny the possibility. Because of my condition. As my present is veiled in darkness, so too is my past clouded from memory. Clouded, right. Darkness. Did someone say darkness? Sora from Kingdom Hearts. The darkness that I fear is not the darkness I see when I open my eyes. The real darkness lies in my heart. In your heart? I've no memory of the time before it became La Miroir. I awoke in darkness, into darkness, you might say. Darkness within darkness awaited me. I was singing in a restaurant those days. What was it she said about not being able to remember the light? I do not know my past. Perhaps I committed some terrible crime in my past. Everything before becoming La Miroir is lost to me. But I don't think it's... Oops. But I don't think you... I can think of no other explanation. Why else would an agent of Interpol approach me? Do you think your past might be related to this case? No way, that seems really unlikely to me. Uh-oh. Bring the bingo card back up. Bring the bingo card back up. Yo, where the bingo card at? There we go. Okay, so bingo card. I think on there it says case related to the past. So possible thing to check off there. We're gonna say that. It's possible. That seems really unlikely to me. I mean, you're such a sweet person, La Miroir. Thank you. Machi too tells me this often when I fear who I might have been. That's cute. But if it is related to your past, then your past is related to this case. Wait, what did the bingo card even say? It said, case related to the past. Okay, so what I mean by that is that there's a case, like something happened in the past, and then the case is happening in the present. That's what I mean. That's what I mean by that. So, yeah. Maybe I can present. No, you can't really see anything, huh?
Well, I'm gonna try and present to you my attorney's badge. Do you think you could tell me about this?
I'm sorry, but my information about the outside world is somewhat limited. I only know what I have heard or felt.
Maybe that explains why she didn't react when I showed her stuff the other day. She was still pretending she could see them. Yeah. Okay. Excuse me. I'm gonna go here. Doesn't look like anyone's here, so I don't need to be here. I'm gonna examine this one more time.
Cat's been lying there since the day before yesterday.
It's small, maybe no one's noticed it.
I kind of want to pick it up. It'd make a cool souvenir, don't you think?
It does stick out in my mind for some reason. And I can't pick it up. It's the governor's dressing room. Okay, I don't need to do that. Lemire Wars. Maybe Emma's in here. Yep, nothing. Okay, whoa, there's, interesting. The stage, maybe. Also nothing here. What am I supposed to do then? Present you evidence about Machi? Maybe this. How about the brooch? Okay. The postcard. Nope. Okay, I guess I'm leaving. The stage. Okay, well. I need a Magatama, bro. I think he said,
I'm sorry I cannot speak your language. You're very beautiful and fair maid.
this is why I never trust a translator. Okay, well, there's nothing I can do, can I? What am I supposed to do here? I'm looking up a guide. I'm sorry, I'm lost. Okay. This is still... I have to talk to Trucy. That never happens before. I have to talk to Trucy? Darian did. Lemire War dropped a bomb in court today. It was Darian.
Lemire War said she's never forgotten a voice, right? That's so cool.
I guess.
What is that called again? Elephant ears? I bet that's what they're called.
Somehow I don't think that means what you think it means. And she has to be wrong this time.
Wrong? Why?
I mean, look. Those gunshots were right during the concert.
That's right. I was burning up the dance floor at the time.
Right, did you happen to look up on the stage? Maybe at Darian even?
You bet I did. He's one of the Governor's guitarists after all. He's so cool.
Oh. Right. All the Governors have a rock-solid alibi. Because they were rocking on stage. He couldn't have shot Mr. Latouche backstage.
But Lemire War heard him, didn't she? She heard Darian backstage, right?
Either somebody's wrong or lying very badly here. An Interpol agent,
I was wondering, what is Interpol anyway?
Huh? Interpol? They're the guys who catch the international criminals.
Why can't they just call them international police instead of making up some silly name?
Yeah. Anyway, you think he was investigating Lemire War?
What? Why would anyone do that? She's not a criminal. She can't be.
Don't be fooled by appearances is all I'm saying.
But remember, I'm a magician, Apollo. I can spot a palmed coin at 50 paces.
If only it were that easy. In any case, we know he was working on something.
I wonder if it was something that had to do with something. That something being our case. The last something, I mean.
Something like that. Frankly, the whole thing is making my head hurt. What was Mr. Latouche up to? I'm guessing that's Phoenix. Or... Trucy, was that another one of your tricks?
It wasn't me. You can't even make Mr. Hat laugh like that.
Oh, who are you? Wherever the mundane gives. Oh my gosh. Who are you? Ha 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 ha. Wherever the mundane gives way to miracles, a word is whispered. Grammar. Grammary. Grammar? Grammary. Grammar. I'm gonna say grammar.
Hey, the other day... Yeah, we constantly saw you in the hallway.
Who's there? And then he vines out.
We didn't just imagine that, did we?
He's wearing a silk hat. Friend of yours?
Hardly.
We meet again. Nice to meet you. Who are you? Could you please stop smirking like that?
It's you, Uncle Valent!
Uncle Valent? He's your uncle?
No, silly. It's the great Grammar, Valent Grammar. The Grand Magician.
Yes, it is I, great Valent Grammar, as seen on television. And could you please stop smirking like that? It's been a while, Miss Trucy, 7 years to be exact. My, how you've grown.
Good to see you again, Uncle Valent.
7 years ago?
You look exactly the same.
I hate to intrude, but what is a great magician doing paying us a visit? I believe it was you who wished to see me. So be quick with your questions. And do not quail, quake, or quiver. I am quite tame. Though my stardom may sear the sight, I am quite down to earth when need calls. He does have a certain aura to him, that's true.
Let's ask him about the case, Apollo.
His aura sure isn't lost on our magician in the making. She's practically drooling with enthusiasm.
After all, Uncle Valent's one of Daddy's best friends. That's why I call him Uncle.
Who is this guy? What? Did Daddy? I mean, Mr. Wright? You mean Mr. Wright?
No, I mean, my real daddy.
Trucy's real father? What's happening? I wish I knew. Who is this guy? Troop Grammar.
Wait, Apollo? Don't tell me you don't know about Troop Grammar.
Grammary? Oh, it's Grammary. Okay. Troop Grammary? Huh? No. But it does sound kind of familiar. A lost life. Lamentably listless lad. To not know of the greatest troop of magicians on the planet. Valent Grammary. The name begins to surface in my mind. It's a name I heard on television as a child. Like, what's happening in the game? Okay, so we're, like, right now we just finished the part 1 of the trial, and we're talking to this guy who we saw in the hallways, and yeah, we're trying to gather evidence. This is the investigation day, but we're not really investigating. We were talking to this guy who just appeared.
But you've heard the name. He made a cruise ship disappear and blew up an amusement park.
Something? Oh my gosh! That's on my bingo card! Look! Something blew up. Something blows up. Does that count? Would that count? Do you think that would count? Cause he blew up an amusement park. Would that count as something blows up? Maybe. You know what? Let's leave it for now because I didn't actually see it happen. And it happened in the past. The only thing that matters in the past is the trauma boxes and the case related to the past box. So let's keep it out for now.
Oh, and he made all this gold disappear from a safe, then escaped from a high security prison.
You said he is a magician? Open the locks to hearts chained by mediocrity. This is the true miracle of Troop Grammary. Wait.
What, Apollo?
I do remember seeing you on television a long time ago. Aren't you with someone else? Like a duo?
A duo?
Yeah, you had a partner. Something Grammary. Yes. Zack. Zack Grammary. Masterful maker of magic. A capable crafter of shining showmanship. Why is everyone so quiet? All I hear is the frickin' music going around.
Daddy.
Daddy? Huh? Oh, no way. Trucy, you have a father? Once upon a time, Troop Gramarye included 2 Grand Magicians. Myself, Valiant Gramarye, and my partner, Zack Gramarye. And this Zack was...
He was my real daddy.
Trucy's father, a magician. I guess it makes sense. I had no idea.
There wasn't much point in talking about it, now that he's gone.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm not lonely. I've got my daddy after all. And you make me laugh, Apollo.
Glad that I'm good for comic relief, at least.
Not that I see daddy around much these days.
Ugh. I've been remiss in remembering my reasons for my visit.
Reasons?
2, in fact. The first being, of course, to see you, Miss Trucy.
You don't know how happy I am to see you again, Uncle Valiant.
I'm sure you are. Not one for modesty, are you? When I encountered you at the Coliseum the first time in 7 years, I could fain not contain my emotions. I wept oceans. And to learn that you now defend that poor pianist, the Blinded Bull. I make really good videos. Yeah, I don't do much Ninjago anymore. I don't know if you could tell. 'Twas a hot topic to talk amongst staff, you know. And the Phantom you did.
Well, that wasn't at all my doing.
I'm his defense attorney, actually. My other reason for coming here today was this.
That's a videotape?
Quite so. Recording of the concert, no! I brought it for you, Trucy, on behalf of the Troop Gramarye. Will you watch it? I was told that this video would have been shown over and over again. Do I do I have to watch this whole thing again? No! Hey, dude. Tis so tight. Pleasure, but a fleeting melody. Guess it was okay. I'm gonna see. Okay, there. That shiny thing. Something is someone or is putting that is setting Clavier's guitar on fire. And this is when it sets on fire. There we go. Together to the sky. And there he goes. Put the fire out!
Wow, it's almost as good as it was live. So what's the word, mysterious? Mysterious.
There are more mysterious things than her song going on. Way more mysterious. This Valiant Gramarye has a good reason to be here today. But I wonder what his reasons were to be at the concert. Okay, so great. Now I have this tape. Now I will go present my attorney's badge. What's this? You'd ask for a miracle for your fee, then wish be granted. Thy will be done. Thy evidence evicted into the ether. No evicting, please. Are all magicians like this, I wonder? No, there's some other magician who's like half scientist, and he's like, you know, kind of goofy. He blew something up, so. Do I present you with this? No. Oh! Oh! Hey, Clav. Can I pause? I can't pause. It looks so funny. There it is. There it is again. It's either like a light pointed at his guitar or it's something in his guitar already. But then it's like, you can't see it the next clip. And yeah, you can't see it in that one either. And then... yeah, see, look at that. That's goofy. Okay, well, I'm out of here. I'm not doing this. Hey, anything I can talk to you? No. Maybe I will go visit, what's his name at the what's the place and, get out of here, you. You're suspicious. We took a look at your performance again. It was even better than the second time. It was even better the second time. Thank you.
That reminds me. It was an incredible illusion you pulled off.
Illusion?
When you teleported from one stage to the other, remember?
Yes. Apparently, they hired a professional magician. Ballant Gramarye. I was wondering, do you think you could tell us how it was done? I'm afraid I cannot. Mr. Gramarye made me swear to never tell a soul. I was afraid of that.
Hard to believe a magician if you can't keep a secret, you know?
I am reminded that I wish to speak to you about something. Yes? When I was walking in this hallway before, I stumbled upon a small device of some kind of... It's the freaking thing! That right there. You mean this?
That's been lying there since the day before yesterday.
Might I touch it? I thought as much. What did you think? This is one of our headsets. Everyone on staff wears one during a concert. I wonder whose this is. We use it for communication. It'd be quite inconvenient should it go missing. We'll hold on to it for you then. It's probably Machi's? We'll give it to Prosecutor Gavin when we see him. Yes, that's best. Thank you.
So, can I put it on?
Okay.
Attached? I'm not some kind of robot, Apollo.
Wait, what did it say? Headset attached to Trucy.
Haha.
Everyone on the staff was wearing one of these headsets. This might warrant some further inquiry. Then let me look at it, please. Let's examine it.
10-4, that little buddy. This is Trucy reporting in. Over.
Why the sudden silence?
No one answered.
Don't be silly. What good is a receiver that doesn't receive?
But it's... Bam, 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 bam. It's like Emma not performing forensic investigations.
You make her sound like she's some kind of forensic investigation machine.
Which is just silly. Unless she's a super high-tech android that runs on Snackoos.
That was Apollo. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, okay. That's it. Now let's... Nope. Okay, finally got it in my... I was gonna say inventory. But it's the court record. Okay, he's not here. Emma? Here we go. Nope. Clavier? Okay, actually. No, not this. I need to, take a look at this, please. Oh, I can't see! His hair is covering his... Okay. Well, I guess let's go back to, find Machi. Maybe you can present this to him. Maybe I present... So I was wondering, that stunt in the middle of the song there.
I didn't see a stunt.
What about Lamir Ward vanishing and reappearing?
Oh, that. I guess I'm just used to seeing that happen. I didn't even notice.
So young to be so jaded. A simple sleight of hand. A petite prestidigitation. Whatever. A modicum of magic from me to you.
That's why you were at the concert.
Yes. I was there to watch my trick take to the air.
So you're the one who knows how it was all done.
Of course, I'm like a deity, but the stage is my domain. I suffer no mystery upon those floodlit boards not grasping tightly twixt my fingers. It was a potential primeval power that I possess.
Well, do you think you could tell me how it was done? Hey now!
Juicy?
That's like totally against the rules, Apollo.
Not during a murder investigation, it's not. Mais non. For my illusion, oh, mais are you French? Mais non. For my illusions are mine alone, monsieur. Also what? Recall that terrible occurrence happened later. Well, after my illusion entranced the audience. Oh, don't ever ask. I won't answer. I'll give him a French accent. I'll try.
Too bad for you, Apollo.
Oh, whose side are you on? I, Van Kramery. Now take my leave, Miss Trucy.
There's no need to rush, Uncle Valent. You should stay a while.
I'm afraid I cannot. I may not. I shall not. I have been asked to assist with analysis, and so I shall sink back to the scene. So you'll be at the concert venue today? Correct. You'd like to call on me? Come to the Coliseum. See you later, crocodile. With a whirl of his cloak and a wink of his eye, he turned and walked out through the door, normally.
Well, there you go, Apollo. Let's get cracking.
Right, Valent Grammary. Got a few more things to ask him. Furthermost among them, that bit of magic that made La Miroir disappeared, and now he knows Trucy and her real father. Okay, I've been all over the place already. Nothing else? Okay. Out. Let's leave. The stage, maybe. He'd be on the stage. Yes! Okay, finally.
That song, isn't that the one La Miroir was singing?
Yeah, you're right. The Guitar Serenade.
Wow, I'd love it to do a show on a stage just like this.
I'd come to see that.
The house is full. The house is full, and as one, the audience sighs with wonderment. There I am, singing my ballad, rose petals swirling throughout the air.
Not bad. Wait, aren't you a magician?
Oh. That's right. I was a magician, wasn't I?
Some dedication. Bonjour, je suis ici. Aha! If it isn't Miss Trucy. And indeed it is.
Uncle Valent.
What exactly are you doing here? I take real responsibility in the task undertaken. I am inspecting my equipment of illusion to make sure naught is amiss.
La Miroir the La Miroir teleportation illusion. Ooh.
Should anything go wrong, it would reflect poorly upon me and my troupe. As I went about exacting an examination, I happened to notice that piano. Now remember that fair lady's melancholic melody.
Hey Apollo, maybe Uncle Valent can shed some light on this whole thing for us.
Okay.
I was wondering about the show the night of the murder. La Miroir's vanishing act was your illusion, right?
Indeed. The papal prosecutor mentioned my performance, petitioned my performance. At the climax of the song, he said, make her disappear, like a dream. Like a dream? Yet, what I can walk with, on stage meant for musical endeavors, there are none of the conveniences of a stage built for sorceress acts. It was a challenging task, so I accepted. Please don't show me the thing again. Oh my god! So she disappeared from the top of the tower, but in order to move, you would have had to use some sort of secret tunnel. People come to me because I am professional and whatever. My illusions are custom made for a time and place. Now because of the murder, all eyes of the nation are on this concert. Not a bad thing as far as the fortunes of Troupe Grammary are concerned.
So you were here checking up on your trick to make sure it went well.
And went well it did.
Now, speaking of pianos, that piano over there troubles me. It troubles you? Why? Why? Why do you ask? Why? I think it's probably quicker if I just go check it out myself, thanks. Okay. I know what you were thinking in that head of yours. Clamery, yes, you say. I recall seeing him on television. Something of that sort? Actually, yes, you're right.
Wow, you just read your mind, Apollo.
Everyone tells him that he made a good guess. It was 20 years ago. 20 years ago? That's double of 10 years ago. A young magician, a genius of his time, came down among us. Among us! Among us. His name was Magnifique Clamery. It was the one who began the great troupe Clamery. At this time, not a day passed that he did not play upon the screens of every TV there was. I have a vague memory of someone like that on TV. Yet, several years ago, the time came to an end. My troupe pulled the vanishing act, yes. Cries for magic no longer heard. The TV screen barren waste. Barren waste, stripped of illusion.
That's not true. I still went to all of your shows. Like that one in the parking lot down at the supermarket.
When you started playing in supermarket parking lots, I know you're in trouble. We own our skills at these small venues, always awaiting our time.
Huh? Yep.
Yes, one day we will rise up from obscurity into fame's shining stage once more. I do this not only for the magic that is Clamery, but for my partner. Your partner? You mean, yes, Zach Clamery, Trucy's father. Before he disappeared 7 years ago, there was no name higher than Clamery in show business circuses, none. I will see us return to glory. I, Valent Clamery. Okay then.
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
Our founder Magnifique Clamery was truly a genius. A worker of miracles. Miracle.
I'll never forget the one I saw when I was little. How he made that whole jumbo jet go, what happened to the jet again?
Apparently someone doesn't remember it as well as they thought. Of all the would-be magicians who came to his door, only Zack and I had the talent. In no time at all, Valent and Zack were the shining stars of the Clamery crown.
Cool, huh? And Zack Clamery was my daddy.
Now that Magnifique and Zack are gone, I have but one wish. Let it be I, Valent Clamery, who brings the Clamery miracle back to the big stage.
I'm rooting for you.
Miss Trucy, you cannot grow up quick enough. I need your skill by my side.
One skill coming up.
How do we manage to get off the topic of the case so quickly all the time? Okay, well, let me examine the pianos then. The piano.
That's one big piano. I've never actually played one.
You should get Mr. Wright to teach you sometime.
No good, he can't play either.
I kind of feel bad for the guy now.
You mean now's my big chance? Stand back, this could be the debut of a prodigy.
Ew. Did you make that noise just now?
Let me try it again. You know, I think something's stuck in the piano. Time to take a look under the hood. Huh. Look! This was stuck between the strings. Looks like some kind of switch.
Someone must have thrown this into the piano. Oh, I have an idea of what this could be. Press it. Press the button. Press the button, Apollo. Press it.
Switch sitting here. It's tempting me to push it.
Don't. You might blow up the whole Coliseum.
Apollo, please. Besides, if something does blow up, then I can check something off the bingo card.
To think that every strange switch triggers a bomb.
Oh, to think that every strange twitch... That kind of old-fashioned crime drama thinking doesn't cut in our busy times.
Alright, Trucy P.I., please enlighten me. What do you think this switch does? Maybe it turns on the electric razor in Prosecutor Gavin's dressing room.
A switch as big as a razor to turn on the razor? Press the button, Apollo, come on! Aw, you're so... Aw. Apollo, you're boring. Look at that, all the electronics, they must be sound related.
Doesn't seeing a bunch of machines like this make you just want to fiddle with them? Can I, Apollo, please?
No, no fiddling, he'll break something.
If you're going to make an omelet, you gotta break some eggs. That's what Daddy always says.
These eggs look kind of expensive. That's true. They were broken open guitar case. Now that's one big instrument case.
That's a case for a contrabass, I think.
You can fit 20 violins in there, I bet.
It may look like a violin, but it's a completely different instrument.
You can fit 5 truces in there, I bet.
Hey, are you comparing me to an instrument? I wonder who left it sitting open like that.
It's the ladder we used to climb up the stage tower. Not a moment I'm likely to forget anytime soon.
Me neither. I'll never be able to climb another tower again without thinking about it, you know?
I'll never be able to climb a tower again, period. I thought I was pointing at the guitars.
Still can't believe we found Machi and Mr. Latus up on top of that tower.
Yeah, I used to not like high places, now I hate them.
It's not like I would have been nicer if I found a dead body close to the ground. Though that reminds me, Daddy's bad with heights too.
Huh, no kidding.
He took me on a Ferris wheel ride a while ago, you know?
He is bad with heights, yeah. And the bridge did turn
About halfway through, his face got all green and he mumbled objection over and over.
Oh, that's so funny. Poor guy. Aw, that's funny. Okay, I guess there's like nothing else here. Hey you, do you know what the switch is? Words cannot express my shock and charging. All I can see before me is the stage and me upon it. Nothing smaller, nothing less radiant catches my eye.
True, you're getting on in years. Not much time left thinking about.
This is not how I was seeing it. Doesn't care what I have to show him and get to the point.
Okay, well,
Excuse me. Maybe I can present you this thingy. Okay, no. Oh, you need them to communicate across such a large stage. Everyone on the staff had one, of course. And all the band members too, I should think. So Prosecutor Gavin and his lackeys had them on too, then. And his lackeys? Oh my gosh, they're quite helpful, though limited. They only work within 30 feet or so. After all, they're only used for use on stage. A stronger signal would interfere with the sound system. That makes sense. I think someone would notice if they dropped their only communications lifeline. So why was this one lying here? Well, okay, no. Maybe move? Gaviner. Gavin! Nope, he ain't here. Okay. Alright. Emma. Uh-oh. There's only one person I know who can munch with such venom. What are you doing here? Hello, Emma. You're looking as grumpy as ever. Oh, am I supposed to be happy? You give me the 2nd degree in court, and Prosecutor Gavin makes me look like a fool. You're talking about the bloodstain Mr. Latus left? My department chief had a field day with that one. I mean, a blind person can see the shooter wasn't blind. Funny guy, huh?
But that bloodstain helped to uncover the biggest mystery of all.
Now we know that Mr. Latus was really with Interpol.
We wouldn't have found that without you.
I suppose. Maybe that's why the chief gave me these after he was finished chewing me out. He said it was my reward. Who's the chief? Are chocolate snackoos popular down at the precinct or something? Oh my gosh, is Gumshoe the chief?
I was hoping we could check out the crime scene again.
Oh my gosh. You're not going to find any clues in here. Though I did find something strange.
Something strange?
What's the something strange?
I'm at my embarrassment quota for the year, that's for sure.
Well, that's a good thing, isn't it?
How?
I mean, think about it. You don't have to be embarrassed about anything else all year.
If only it worked that way. It just bugs me to think that little kid outsmarted me. It makes him even more suspicious now that we know he can see. Yeah, how old are you now? You are 25, and you are 24. He could even see the air duct, and he could have shot the revolver.
That's not how it sounded in Lamia War's testimony.
You mean you're saying she heard Detective Darian's voice at the scene?
That's right.
Why can't we have a normal, straightforward killing for once, well, in this country? I'll pretend I didn't hear that. Was it true what you said in court today? You know, about the case? About how everything was happening according to the song lyrics? The guitar serenade, you mean?
I found the link, you know. First, Prosecutor Gavin's heart-shaped keyring was stolen. Then, Lamia War flew through the air. Then, Prosecutor Gavin's guitar caught on fire. And in the end, a bullet took out Mr. Latus's life. And then he went up into the sky with the guitar. Well, 15 feet up, at least.
It is kind of hard to chalk it up to coincidence.
I know, and I found it.
Do you think the same person did all of this? Don't ask me. I didn't do it. Neither did I. I can fit through that air vent anyway.
What? You all think I did it?
Sometimes I worry about that girl. What's your something strange?
So, what did you find?
It's so little I must have passed over it yesterday. I found it under the sofa.
What is it?
It's part of some device, I think. I haven't a clue what. The bit sticking out from the end looked familiar, so I had it examined. Turns out it's an antenna.
Oh, like on a beetle?
Like on a cell phone. This device must use electronic signals of some sort.
And electronic signals, you say?
Okay, now let me show you this. No, I need to present. Do you think you could take a look at this? A small device. Looks like a transmitter.
A transmitter?
You press the switch here and it sounds out a signal. No idea what it's for, though. A signal? You mean an electronic signal?
What is it, Apollo?
Say, Emma, you know that strange object you said you found? Oh, this? Let me try pressing this switch. Oh my gosh!
It's on fire! Emma's device is on fire!
Hey, what's the big idea? Oh my gosh, this is what set his guitar on fire. Well, now we know what this is, an igniter.
This part here must work like a lighter.
Nearly lit me up, that's for sure. Hey, don't look at me like that. I didn't do it on purpose, I suppose. At least we're getting somewhere with this case.
Hey, Apollo, let's ask Emma more about this switch, now that she has some first-hand experience.
Alright then. You think this could have set Prosecutor Gavin's guitar up in flames? That's my working theory. What are you trying to do, burn me alive? Come on, it was just a few sparks. Says you weren't the one holding it.
There's enough sparks flying around with just the two of you talking.
Anyway, now we know this is a remote for an igniter. Let me see that for a second. Well, this is definitely a little transmitter. The signal's weak, probably only reaches 30 feet.
A transmitter, huh?
Okay. Incidentally, if you look at the cross-section diagram of the stage area... Oops, my earring is caught. Let's see, 30 feet from Lemiro's dressing room. That covers the backstage completely. Looks like it would also cover the stage. Kinda seems unlikely anyone would use this on stage. Guess I'd be best getting on with my investigation. We're off to look for more clues somewhere else then. I feel better just knowing what this thing is now. I'll have to look into igniters a little bit more later. Good luck! I'd like to know a little bit more about igniters myself. Alright then, let's hey Prosecutor Gavin, I need to examine stuff first. All these little parts, it's pretty complex. I'm guessing this is where the fire comes out. Other than that, good thing machines run even if we don't know how they work. That's what Daddy always says. Not really saying you want to go around repeating, Trucy. Okay, anything else? I guess not. Maybe I can, oops, present this to you. Nope. Okay. Maybe I can present this to you. Okay, no. Gavin. Nope, okay. I didn't mean to do that. Nope. Okay, I guess we move. Let's leave. Alright. Gavin. Oh, it's you. What? Come to laugh at the murderer? Darian. That old bag opens her pie hole and wham bam, my life goes down the chute, thanks. They won't let me work while I'm a suspect. Darian isn't in the best of moods, is he? Not many people are these days, it seems. It's a crime scene. Not exactly the happiest place to hang out. And Gavin had to go rub salt in the wound. My alibi's rock solid. Rock solid. Okay then. Hi. What's your alibi? So about your alibi. You have to ask. The shooting happened right in the middle of the third set. That's right. The music was blaring then when we heard those gunshots. We found Mr. Latouche dead. I've got 10,000 witnesses who saw me too. Right there on that stage. Your guitar playing was something else. Thanks, little lady. See? This whole thing's a sham. I can't believe they aren't letting you work. There's no need to yell at me. It's Lemire War's fault. She's the one who said she heard his voice at the moment of the crime. Man, I never even talked to that old windbag. How could she possibly identify me?
They won't let you work?
He won't let me work. Gavin says I gotta lie low till suspicion's cleared. What suspicion? He can be such a stick in the mud.
Mr. Gavin? A stick in the mud?
He may look all flashy and showy, but he's straight as an arrow, man. Damn it! That means he probably likes girls, too. What was that, lawyer guy? Nothing. Except when he's depressed. You hear him whining the other day? You mean the thing with the mixing board? And there was a performance just now. What was that all about? This part is off. What is that? Second guitar. It was you, Darian. He's just a perfectionist is all. Not a bad guy, really.
Well, I think the Gavin are all the best. I have all your albums.
The band's fine, too. Gavin can run a good tune, I'll give him that. Come to think of it, I haven't seen Prosecutor Gavin around much. Oh, him? He's down at the prosecutor's office, most likely. The prosecutor office. I've never been there, have I? Data on the victim should have come from the Interpol. Normally I'd be down there dealing with it, normally.
Apollo, let's go check it out. I've always wanted to see the prosecutor's office.
I've seen the prosecutor's office before. Maybe that's not such a bad idea.
Right on!
Say hi for me, okay? Oh, and screw you. God. Tell him I want him in. Tell him I want into that crime scene. We'll be going now. Hey, wait. Yes? What do you really think happened, really? You don't think I did it, right? No, I believe you did it. Well, great. Way to instill a guy with some confidence. Just remember, I was ripping it up on stage when it happened, okay? Ripping. Don't get led astray by the siren song, eh? Get this one wrong and you'll be eating humble pie for a year. I'll bake it myself.
Okay then. Let's
not talk to him anymore, alright?
Detective Darian Crescent. He's one stone I'd leave unturned if I had a choice. Yeah, I believe he did it. Gavin office. Let's go. Oh my god. What's going on here? There's so much everywhere. Is that a gun? You have a diagram of a gun?
So this is it. The Governor's head office.
It's not the band's office, it's the prosecutor's office. Yeah, so that's why I'm asking this creepy thing. Yeah. So that's why I'm asking. What is this creepy thing? Object, whatever.
Looks like Prosecutor Gavin's on the phone. Oh well, guess we'll have to come back. Or we can hide behind that bookshelf real quiet like.
That's eavesdropping.
Why? We'd just be waiting. Quietly, so he won't notice. What if you heard something scandalous about the band?
She'd make a good reporter. For a gossip mag. What? A replica? So what was he after it in the first place? Yeah, Latouche. Latouche? Look, don't talk to me about those Borginians, okay? Just get me the report, chop chop. Stop leaving mysterious objects in my office, okay? It's times like this when I start to miss Darian. It's times like this when I start to miss Darian. Huh? Hey, man. Hiya.
Just thought we'd drop in. Hope you're not mad.
Or could I be? There's not enough tee-hee in the world in any case. Have a seat. Prosecutor Gavin, the philanthropist.
Watch and learn, Apollo.
So, who have you come to see? Huh? Clavier, lead vocalist of the Gaviners? Or Prosecutor Gavin, scourge of the courtroom? That's funny.
What do you think he means, Apollo?
I think he's giving us a choice. We can either ask him about the concert or the case. Which is the way to go? The way to go is to save. And then we're gonna end it for that. Oops. This was fun. I really like this game, and I really need to complete it, but I can't do it all today. So, bingo card. Did anything happen? Mentor dies, Magatama comes back, Tracy gets framed for murder, Maya gets framed for murder. Clavier trauma. Client is... this wouldn't count as Clavier trauma. It's not like emotional trauma that's carried with him for like thousands of days or something. Client is the culprit. Gumshoe appearance. Edgeworth last case appearance. Athena childhood friend appearance. Apollo gets robbed. Phoenix gets jumped. Case related to the past. This is... Case related to the past is on edge right now. Phoenix / Miles accident. Well, I mean, Phoenix did get in a car accident. Play the case in the past. Phoenix / Miles do a Herlock Sholmes. New Maya ship. Athena trauma, Apollo trauma. New investigation segment. New courtroom segment. Something blows up. Mia mentions / appears. Phoenix adopts a new kid. And Apollo childhood friend defense. Yeah, I don't think really anything happened here. Like today. From now on, we're going to be using this